Hello, everybody. It's Philip Wilkerson. We're here for a Why Alpha Toastmasters 1906. Before we get started, I just wanted to give an explanation that my co-host will be joining soon. But this is a presentation about why Alpha Toastmasters is a great organization to develop leaders, and particularly why Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and Toastmasters have what I would say a perfect synergy in regards to the aims of both organizations and what they're doing. And so tonight, Brother Norman Graham and I will be coming on to share about the origins of Alpha Toastmasters 1906, as well as why this is a great organization to join. And so without further ado, we're live right now. I'm going to bring on my co-host for this, Brother Norman Graham.
Hey.
Hey, brother. So good. So, we just wanted to come on live. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and we're going to go through your presentation that you developed and curated. Let's say just slide by slide, added a little bit of stories to it as well, on why we believe together that Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and Toastmasters make a perfect match in regards to developing leaders. But before we get started, why don't you give a little brief introduction of who you are? I guess I'll say who I am too, because I get right into it to start at 8:00. But Brother Norman Graham, why don't you give a little background on who you are, not only within your professional life, Alpha and Toastmasters?
Professional life, Alpha and Toastmasters. Okay, so my name is Norman Graham. I am the current and new president for Alpha Toastmasters 1906. So we're a year in and second president. I would say within Alpha, I am a full 2011 initiate, so about to be 13 years, which time is passing, so it feels surreal. I am born and raised in New York, Brooklyn to be exact. I've actually, I guess one fun fact is I've lived in the tri-state in all three capitals somehow, some way in my lifetime. So the capital of New York is Albany. I've lived there for 3 years. The capital of Connecticut is Hartford. I've lived there for about 6 years. And then the capital of New Jersey is Trenton. And it's actually about to be 6 years that I've lived here. So ironically, it all just happened by mistake, not by chance that I wanted to live in all the capitals, but by chance, And other than, I would say, Toastmasters and Alpha, I have a 9 to 5, so I work in higher ed, helping students get into college. I'm a notary public, so I service New York and New Jersey, and I'm also a wedding officiant, and I travel around to quite a few states to get these happy couples married. And within like the notary / wedding realm, I have like other side pieces and components that I help clients with. So I have about when I be saying I have 15 jobs, people be laughing, but I'd be so serious. I really have 15 jobs.
And excellent. And the reason why I think that was great to give you a holistic picture is you see that Brother Graham is doing a lot, but also you can see that public speaking will help in all those. Like if you're going to officiate a wedding, public speaking works for that. If you're going to be a member of Alpha and the leadership there, it's going to help in that. So you got so many hats working with students in that. And so for those that are joining, my name is Brother Philip Wilkerson. I am a member of Alpha Phi Alpha since 2017. So quite young compared to Brother Graham. I also work in higher ed. That's my 9 to 5 working at George Mason University. And also I'm a podcast host. So you can see all those different aspects. I am also the immediate past president of Alpha Toastmasters 1906, which we'll share a little bit of a history about that in this presentation. So we have a few slides. We're just going to go back and forth. The reason why we have July, I didn't change the slides. Blame my heart, not my mind. Brother Norman Graham recently did a presentation to the members of Alpha at the, I believe, Constitutional Committee Convention. Brother Graham, can you share a little bit about that experience before we start this presentation?
Yeah, so the Constitutional Convention, this was the first one we've had in quite a while, quite some years, I will say that. So mostly with that, we were able to meet and go over certain plans, and I would say certain things that we have that we want to edit or we want to amend. So basically during the time, I was fortunate enough to meet with some brothers during downtime to talk about Toastmasters. So a lot of it was a Q&A, and I wanted to make it informal because we had a long day that day. So just wanted to make everyone feel comfortable and told them about Toastmasters. I had quite a few handouts. A lot of them that was encouraging. Take. It was like 5 of them. And basically told bros, how we were formed, what we currently do, who's currently e-board, why public speaking is important, how public speaking has helped me. Recently, I would say being in Toastmasters and how it will help you be like a better member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So it was very, I would say, good and informative. And people heard of Toastmasters in terms of the club because Toastmasters is called officially Toastmasters International. So you get to hear a little bit more about it and basically telling them why, it's good. And this was also another way for us as brothers to get together and to have that fellowship and that bond, helping each other better.
Excellent. And so I think, Brother Graham spoke to it. We're going to go through our slides and share a little bit about how this relationship came to be. So what is Toastmasters? So I guess I'll go here, switch a little bit, and then do this.
I couldn't see.
Yeah. So we got brother Shane Gilmore that's on here. But the reason, what is Toastmasters? So Toastmasters is a public speaking nonprofit. It was founded in actually 1924 by Rick Smedley out in California. And the reason why it's called Toastmasters is because we're thinking about standing up in front of an audience and giving a toast. And so Rick Smedley, I don't know what his educational background, but found a space where he's like communication and leadership is really essential. So in 1924, out in Anaheim, California, they're actually celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. They started this club. And what I love about these clubs is that if you go to any Toastmasters international club around the country, you'll see the basic format, which we'll share later. But that small club took over and they started doing more clubs and starting to infuse not only clubs in the community, but they saw, wow, this is really effective for business leaders. So corporations started to sponsor clubs. Organizations such as Alpha and community organizations started to sponsor clubs. But it's a Toastmasters is technically the master of ceremonies, like an MC, the person that's out there speaking and leading. And so that is the origin and what is Toastmasters. So think about it. I think it was a joke. Before I knew it, I was like, oh, they just drink a lot and do toast. But that was mainly, it was that origin of getting in front of people and being the MC and being prepared with your speaking. But it's more to origins than just giving toast. So go ahead right here. You can see it's founded in 1924. It's huge. I don't know if they got more members than Alpha. I think we Alpha Phi Alpha is international and worldwide as well, but they're in over 148 countries. Everyone can come visit a Toastmasters club for free. I will say though, there are clubs that are restricted. Certain clubs are restricted to a business. So like if there's a business club like BAE Systems, you'll have to be a member of that organization. Our club, Alpha Toastmasters 1906, is a closed club, meaning we are primarily for the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So we're a closed club. But if you're a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, you can come visit our club as many times as you want for free. We'll also talk about the reason why there's a membership, what that means, what members get besides our guest. So go ahead. This is yours.
So some fun facts, as you see right there, is a photo of our immediate past president, Brother Philip Wilkerson. And some fun facts is we were chartered last year, so March 28th, 2023. Currently, we have about 28 charter members, and the number of members currently as of the first of the month is 28. And then also, we have been labeled the Distinguished Club one of the Distinguished Club members. So we have about 4 points. And right now, as of the beginning of the month, we have 161 Facebook followers and 459 Instagram followers. And we do meet on the second and fourth Tuesdays of every month. So 7:06, that's when we meet, and we are on Zoom.
Now, we'll go back to the origin, too. I've been a member of Toastmasters since 2019, and I thought this was a perfect union. I've been a member of Alpha since 2017, so you can see I've been a member of Alpha longer than Toastmasters. And I remember being a member of Alpha, being a member of Toastmasters George Mason. I said, why don't we have a club for Alphas, members of Alpha? I do believe that our great history within our great fraternity has amazing speakers. And so as Brother Graham shared, I just put it out to the brothers at Alpha, and we had 28 brothers join. To join, or for those that are out there that want to start their own Toastmasters club, you need to have at least 20 members, at least 17 of which are new to Toastmasters. So Brother Graham remembers I was spamming the Facebook groups. I was spamming the group me's, which is brothers. And I was just very fortunate that we did way more than just 20. We had 28 brothers interested in Toastmasters. And I would like to believe that this member number right now is a little bit more since that day of July 1st. Mm-hmm. But we are continuing to grow, and we serve brothers all over the country because, as Brother Graham said, we are a virtual club. We meet virtually on the second and fourth Tuesday. So we have an opportunity for brothers all over the world and country to join, not just in one area or region. And that's what has really expanded this partnership. And for those that don't know about Distinguished Club points, clubs get awarded points based on their membership growth, their educational goals, other things. And in our first year, we were actually awarded more than just 4. I think we ended the year with 7 Distinguished Club points, giving us the distinction of Select Distinguished for our first year, which is quite an accomplishment, meaning we weren't just part of the course, we exceeded some goals our first year. So I'm very, very proud of that, and I do believe that we're going to continue to grow. So I guess the typical, go ahead, Brother Graham, I'll jump in, but go ahead and give an explanation about the typical flow of an Alpha Toastmasters meeting. And maybe while you do that, maybe the synergy of what for those brothers at Alpha Phi Alpha, how that might be a little bit related to our normal club meetings. Chapter meetings.
So as you see posted, there is one of our past general presidents of Alpha Phi Alpha, Brother Mark S. Tillman. He also was a previous guest of ours, guest speaker, who gave us a lot of nuggets. And so we were very grateful for him attending. So how our meetings go for Toastmasters is similar to Alpha. We call the meeting to order, and then the Toastmasters introduces the functionary. So we don't really do that in Alpha, but with this, the Toastmaster of the day introduces the roles that everyone will be having for that day. So they will introduce the grammarian. The grammarian will say what they do. They will introduce the table topics master, for example, and they'll say what their role is for the evening. Then we will introduce the speakers and guests. So sometimes when it comes to speakers that are already in the club, another brother would present them to the crowd, basically present also what they're speaking about and maybe how it'll impact the night or impact like something close to home. If there's a guest speaker, we'll introduce them as well. Guest speakers are usually people such as Brother Tillman that, made a cameo in to support us and give us some words of encouragement. And they'll also have a speech pertaining to whatever topic they may have or the topic of the day by the Toastmaster. Then we have the first speaker. The first speaker will have their introduction. With the speakers, whether they're guests or first speaker or second speaker, they are timed speeches. So that really varies on what it is at hand so the time frame, like one person may have like a 2-minute speech, another person may have like a 5 to 7 minute speech, so it really varies. The second and third speaker, if we have those, will speak after. They'll have a person introduce them as well. And then we will have the introduction of the Table Topics Master. Um, the Table Topics Master will now have impromptu speeches that they'll ask anyone that's there to do. So it probably won't be as long as the speakers in general, but it may be a certain topic or a certain question that everyone gets a chance to answer, and they get to learn how to speak on the go, on the fly, impromptu. Then we'll have the introduction of the general evaluator. So we have an evaluator and a general evaluator. The evaluator will evaluate their assigned speaker, while the general evaluator will evaluate the whole meeting. So from the beginning to end, they'll evaluate how well we did, what we need to work on, things that they notice. Even if the other roles did their part or they didn't do, they'll mention that all in their speech. And then the introduction of the presiding officer. The presiding officer will take charge and then give us the next set of order and what we'll do. And then after that, usually what we do, which is similar to Alpha, is we'll have like a good of the hood where we get to know what's going on with brothers. If they have good news, they'll share it. If they have bad news, they'll share it. And, we'll see how we can be a support system to them. And then next is adjournment, which ends the meeting. And similar to Alpha, we have adjournment, which ends our meeting as well.
And as you can see that we have like a sergeant at arms that I guess you would say protects the house or protects the room, make sure that the order is there. And right, there's some similarities to Alpha and there's some similarities to Toastmasters in regards to the flow of a meeting, having an agenda, having a structure, having things ahead of time. There's very, we always say that the work of Alpha is very business-like. Well, Toastmasters is very business-like as well. So there's a lot of synergy there in regards to staying within the order or processes. Now, there is some flexibility similar to chapters within Alpha, and there's different flows and different cultures. But if you were to visit a Toastmasters meeting all over the world, you'll see similarities. Similar if you were to visit a Alpha chapter all over the world, you'll see some similarities in regards to the roles of the president and all those things. So that's just kind of the flow for those that are new to Toastmasters, how that would go. So think about the roles. Now, I'll take this. Thank you. We got a brother here. Good evening to you as well. Think about the roles. We think about the roles in Toastmaster meetings. We have a Toastmaster today. The Toastmaster today, think about it, is the MC. They are setting the tone and the flow of that meeting for the night. And so we really try to assign that role ahead of time because they're going to be corralling speakers and making sure that we all have our roles filled. We have a grammarian. The grammarian is going to be watching for those filler words, the ums, the ahs, the ands, the so's, and you knows. Well, actually, the all counter. We usually combine it, all counter and grammarian. Some clubs do that, some separately. Sorry, the grammarian will actually introduce the word of the day and make sure that we use grammar correctly, as well as notice any special uses of language. Sometimes they call out in a positive way, wow, I liked how you use that language to illustrate that. Table Topics Master. As Brother Graham shared earlier, Toastmasters is both formal speaking, having a set speech, as well as impromptu speaking. And so the Table Topics Master is going to be the one that facilitates the impromptu speaking portion of our meeting and give our guests and members random questions to ask to catch them on the fly. We have a timer. A timing is very important in Toastmasters. You have to understand pace and flow. So most speeches in Toastmasters are 5 to 7 minutes, formal speeches. Most table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. And then most evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. And so our timer, when they join our meeting, will be keeping track of that time of those allocated times for those speeches and give like a background to make sure that speakers know they're on pace. And so that's a very important role. And if there's, I like to share, sometimes you go to contests prepare you for time speeches where time is very important. So you use our timer to practice your pacing in our meeting. All counter, those are the filler words. And then evaluator. As Brother Graham shared, there is a general evaluator that evaluates the whole meeting. but there's also an evaluator per speaker for formalized speeches. And so this is a great opportunity to give concrete feedback, because to get better as a speaker, you need to hear what you not only did well, but what you can improve on. And so it's really critical that we have evaluators that actually provide concrete and constructive feedback, to build our speakers up. And so that's very important. And then more roles, speakers and general evaluators. One thing I tell people additionally for Toastmasters and Alpha is that you could be a guest as long as you want, but if you become a member, get your money's worth and give speeches, put yourself out there. That is the point of Toastmasters. Toastmasters is to foster a positive environment for those to get better at public speaking. So if you're a member of a club and you have not given a speech in a full calendar year, I truly don't believe you're getting the benefit of your membership. So put yourself out there, sign up for speaking roles, and give speeches, in addition to all the other roles that are so needed in a meeting. Go ahead, Brother Graham.
So why join? I will say for me, and most of these I definitely resonate on why joining as well. So it definitely improves your public speaking skills. So public speaking is something that you might have been afraid of as a kid or even as an adult. Definitely this helps. It helps with your confidence, which will be another thing that's already there. But it definitely improves your public speaking skills, your confidence, the aura you have when you command the room as you're speaking or even not speaking. Networking in a supportive environment. So although we are brothers, since it's a plethora of us, like over 100,000, 200,000 plus, we may not all know each other. This is a formal way and informal way for us to get to know each other, for us to support one another, and for us to show that, strength is there, whether we have a big number of brothers present or a smaller number of brothers present. Practice writing speeches and presenting in group settings. So if you have a job, for example, and you need to practice a speech for a presentation, this is a time where you practice your breathing skills, you practice, let's say, your eye contact. Eye contact, ironically, is very important. And also just being able to sometimes pause. Sometimes instead of you saying like the filler words like ahs, likes, this is the time where you may want to practice how to just pause and then continue when you're ready. Nothing's wrong with that. Then building your self-confidence and self-awareness. So self-awareness of what you need to work on, self-confidence in what you already are good at, and self-awareness of just your growth in general from where you started to where you are now. And you also gain competitive advantages in the workforce. So with that, we all know that having a job, whether it's your own business or a 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it, is important. This is the time for you to improve yourself professionally so that you can be more marketable when you're trying to apply for that dream job or that dream career. So if you need to practice on speaking and probably using hand motions or not using hand motions, Alpha Toastmasters 1906 is definitely the place for you to advance and network with other brothers that can help you. And also be amongst the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So we are a national and international organization. However, this gives us another setting for us to be around brothers that is other than, let's say, the chapter meeting or other than the community service program or other than, going out after work for food and drinks. So this is definitely another place for you to come and improve yourself and also learn about a brother, see how you can be of support to a brother, see if, let's say, for example, you're in that brother's town. Since we're virtual, you can go visit, go network, see how they can help you, see how you can help them.
And I mean, I totally get that. And I think that is probably the best part of this synergy for Alpha Toastmasters specifically, right? There's many Toastmasters clubs all over the world. But what makes this one special is that this is dedicated to the oldest and coldest fraternity, which is Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and understanding that the brotherhood is very deep and just another extension of your network, another extension of getting feedback from brothers that are in all different sectors of work. We have doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, higher ed professionals, professors, all these things. And so getting feedback and connecting and building your network within Alpha has been great. And I think for me, I will say this to, right now in regards to getting to know Brother Graham, this was what connected us in regards to the brotherhood. East, we're in the East Coast. I don't think we might have ran into each other at the Eastern Region Convention, but our bond within the brotherhood was strengthened by this other venture of getting better and committing ourselves to leadership and public speaking. So that is really much the end of our presentation. If there's anyone here that's joining us live, if you have any questions, feel free to throw it in the chat. I will say that we do have an email account, which is Alpha Toastmasters 1906 at Gmail. It kind of got cut off. All our Instagram, all our links are Alpha Toastmasters 1906, which I'll also put in the chat in a minute. So those are all our resources that you can check us out. We do share a lot virtually to connect, as well as have these spaces to connect. So I'm gonna put that in the chat as well.
Yeah, engineers, yes.
And we got engineers, we got everybody. Shout out. That's one of our brothers, Mu Lambda brothers, Brother Baker. He's here. He's one of our really inspirational brothers. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'll put that in the chat. I'll put some of the links in the chat as well. But we definitely got everyone in every sector, and we definitely are growing. We're definitely looking to be better men, and we're looking to take what we know about the brothers at Alpha Phi Alpha to the next level. Meaning the next level is we already know we're leaders, and to be an excellent leader or efficient leaders, communication and public speaking is essential. Influencing others is essential. Being able to convey a message in a concise way, but a persuasive way, is essential for leadership. And we have great leaders in our history. Brother Dr. Martin Luther King, right? One of the best speakers ever, is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. And so when I think about this club and what it's committed to, I'm very, very inspired. Brother Graham, anything else? Anything you'd like to share? If there's any questions, anything, this video will be live on the Positive Filter YouTube page and Facebook for later. I also think I'm going to rip this audio and put this on Positive Filter so that you can listen to this later. But we're definitely available for comments, feedback, suggestions, or outreach. But Brother Graham, I'd love to anything that you would like to say.
Yes. So I would say that the number that you see, that's my personal number. So you can text me or call me and, I'll answer. In terms of the emails, whether you send it to that email or you Instagram or Facebook, we're pretty decent at answering emails. So don't worry, we will respond to you. I would say also, come be a guest speaker. If you are uncertain about whether you want to join or not, come just, be there and see if you like it. See if you like it. I would say we're not going to bite. We're not going to, force you. We're not going to be in your inbox every day saying, brother, you join in today, you join in today. So don't worry. But definitely come and learn. Definitely tell a friend to tell a friend. And I am excited for what this year is to come. Like, this will be year 2 coming up in 2025. So right now, the sky is the limit. And as we say best, like, onward and upward. I would also say, any frequently asked questions I could think of is that somebody may typically ask me.
Just once again, I think the typical question, $60 for every 6 months. Mm-hmm. We're on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday. So our next meeting, I think technically is August 13th, I believe, if I looked at that correctly.
Yeah.
We are, like I said, we are a closed club. So we are a designated club. You have to be a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated or duly initiated member. We are a closed club. If you are interested in Toastmasters in general, please feel free to reach out to me. I can point guard you to an appropriate open club, but we are a closed club for the members of Alpha Phi Alpha. Great brotherhood, great lessons to learn. Make yourselves available. As I said, I put the information in the chat.
Oh,
We're pretty active on social media. Any other frequently questions you think?
Yes. So brothers have asked this, and I'm saying this out loud. I'm not saying it yes or no. So some people have asked, do I need to be financial with the general organization or chapter in order to be affiliated or a member of Alpha Toastmasters? So one, you don't have to. I'm not telling you to not pay your dues. I'm just telling you that if you're not financial, we're not going to say you can't come as a guest or you can't be a member of Toastmasters if you decide to not be financial. But I'm also not telling you to not be financial neither. So yes, let's put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, that is a disclaimer. I will say the disclaimer is that we are under the umbrella of Toastmasters, not under the umbrella of Alpha. So we will say we want all our brothers, duly initiated brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha, to join us. But when you pay your dues, your dues, those $60 dues, are not going toward Alpha. They're going toward Toastmasters International. Yeah. But it would also be great if you are a due-paying member of Alpha Phi Alpha, so maybe that we can see each other in Alpha spaces as well. Oh, yes, great point, too. This is open to everybody. So we do have a few college brothers. I will say most of our brothers are alumni brothers, but we do have some college brothers. And recently, I was able to be a guest judge at an oratorical contest for VACAPAF. So once again, thank you, brother, for sharing that this is great preparation for the oratorical contest. This is good preparation. Anyway, we have Toastmasters as contest, but Alpha, as we know, have oratorical contests. What better way to practice your speeches for the oratorical contest, but then amongst the brothers? So thank you for that that input, brother. Flash 07, which I don't know who that is, but shout out to you. All right. Well, we're going to end this live stream. This will still be available. As I said, you have all the contact information. Alpha Toastmasters 1906, mainly all those different links that if you're watching this later, you'll see that in the chat as well. We're definitely readily available. We're trying to grow. We're trying to take the club to the next level. Very proud of the leadership of Brother Graham. Just great that he was always on board. Thank you. Shout out, give flowers where flowers are due, that you were on board since day one. And that I do believe that as a club, we are not only enhancing Toastmasters experience, but we're also enhancing the oldest and coldest fraternity and giving something back to a great national organization of leaders. So I just think that this is a perfect synergy, perfect match of two great organizations that it has to be like peanut butter and jelly. They're meant to be together.
Yeah.
All right, 06, to the good bros that are following, join in and talk to y'all later.
All right, have a good night, everyone, or morning, depending where you live. 06.
Yeah.
We got international bros too.